Welcome guys to our second lecture on connection. So now that we've established a physical connection between you and your partner, obviously with connection now comes lead and follow. So what we're going to do in this lecture today is describe the different types of leads in order to create dimension and dynamic within your dancing and your routine.
So the first lead that we're using is the physical lead, and this lead is created or has been created to create speed. Okay, the most important part of this lead is the beginning of the step and the end of the step. In other words, how to get the lady or how the lady moves from point A to point B.
Making sure once the lady moves from point A to point B, at the end of the step, that she ends on perfect balance at a dead stop. Yes? Another point in a physical lead is both the gent's arm as well as the lady's arm will always be slightly retracted with tone. Yes? So it will never be, neither arm will never be fully extended, or you'd never want it to be loose and relaxed. You want it to be nice and retracted with the right amount of tone. So we're going to give you an example of a physical lead, just nice and simple in a normal back basic. Yes?
Yes, so in open position, the gent's job is basically physically getting her there. Also keeping in mind that when getting the lady there, you need to use obviously your entire body to get her there. So an example of that, to put the lady there onto a foot. Yes, so I physically put the lady onto a foot using my entire body. So not just my arm, not my leg, it's my entire body to get her onto that foot.
Yes, so with the physical lead, the point is to get there as quickly as possible. Yes, in order to create that, you need to make sure that you're connected. Yes, so both our body weight is forward, giving towards each other. Now we're going to keep that body weight and we're going to keep that connection until he fully, completely moves his body. Once he's completed his step, I should have also completed my step, and at the end of it, both our arm, as I explained, should be still retracted and still toned. So our body weight shouldn't go back, shouldn't be neutral, it should still be in towards each other. So we should still be giving each other's energies and body weight forward towards the center. Yes, with that, I will then make sure I create the speed, whoop, stop, and I should be perfectly on balance, still within my body weight, facing forward or facing towards my partner. Yes, so that's a physical lead. If we carry on from there, this is just physical lead. We can carry on from here. Here is another example of a physical lead. Yes, in order to create speed. Create the speed, our arms are retracted and still toned, and I'm on balance. We can continue into the next step, making sure this is now the beginning of the step for a physical lead. This is the end of the step for a physical lead. Still on balance, our body weight is forward, and if we connect, our arms are still retracted with tone. So the lady's arm in a physical lead should never be fully extended or fully locked. Yes? Neither should the gent's arm. That means that you've given far too much, or that means that one of you have lost connection and have moved your body weight.
Okay, so just to use this routine that we just done now as an exercise to just show you clear beginning, clear end. Okay?
With the speed.
In the beginning, this is the beginning step, that's the end step. Okay, from there we check both on balance. Okay? Next step, lady comes through, beginning of the step to end. That's the end of the step. Yes? Continuing from there, going through, that's the beginning of the step, that's the end of the step. Yes? So it will be great for you guys to use this as an exercise and also to find the beginning and find the end. This way it will make sense and you guys will have a better understanding of what the physical lead is and how you're using it.
And where to put the energy. Yes, because physical lead, because there's quite a lot of tone between the two of you, that's obviously what creates that resistance to create the speed. Yes? Another example of where you would use a physical lead, for example, would be in any form of counterbalance or any form of line that you hit in your routine. For example, just a simple spin and stop. Yes, I should be on balance, on my own weight, and if we check, our arms should still be retracted. Yes, so that's speed to get to one point to the end point.
So the second lead that we're going to speak about is called the allowing lead, or as we like to call it, the breathing lead.
Yes, so basically what the allowing lead means is once we have done or executed our physical lead, yes, and the lady or gent have completed the physical lead step, it's now what happens at the end. So at the end of the physical lead, it's now allowing the lady to complete her step and her movement by settling and completing the step. Yes, so again, like we did in our exercise in the first clip, this connection exercise and breathing in towards the center and away from the center, that's basically what the allowing lead is. So again, we'll do a back basic, and now he's going to allow me to breathe. He's going to allow me to dance and complete the step and complete the movement. In this case, with an allowing lead, the lady is now allowed to extend her arm a little bit more in order to create that breath and to create that movement, which in turn will create tension, because if the gent is also completing his step through an allowing lead, yes, the gent will also breathe and complete his step. This creates tension between this arm, yes? So almost now a little elastic pulling away, chewing gum going apart, yes? So even though the lady's arm will extend a little bit further away from her body, or the lady will dance her body further away from the arm, my arm will never fully be extended or locked, yes? Because as soon as I do that, I block and restrict any form of movement. And again, any form of breath that is needed for an allowing lead.
Yeah, the example that I like to use, or that we like to use, is I like to, when dancing the step, I like to create an image that is a balloon between us. Yeah, so what happens when you inflate a balloon is going into the balloon, what happens to the couple? We move away. And if air is let out of the balloon, what happens? We're drawn back together. Yes? So think of it, every time we're going into this step, think that now air is being inflated into the balloon, causing us to move back. So you will never get a case of, think if a balloon is blown up, one side will never only inflate. So you'll never only get one side inflating, or you'll never get the other side inflating. So when it does inflate, they inflate equally with the same distance and at the same rate throughout as long as air is going into it. So again, if we're going forward into it, we now think air is being inflated into the balloon, so we now both need to move away from the balloon, and then after that, moving on to the next step, the air is taken out of the balloon again.
Within the basic routine that we are doing, we're now going to do physical lead as well as now add on the allowing lead and show you the difference between the two and how they form the movement and the dynamic and creating speed and breath in one routine.
Yeah, so basically how they work together as a whole.
And as well as keeping in mind how the balloon effect of expanding and contracting at the same pace allows for the allowing lead to be executed, as well as that ties in with the connection exercise, which is dancing towards the center and dancing away from the center.
Doing our physical lead, putting the lady onto the foot, then going to the allowing lead to allow the lady to breathe. We then move on to our next step, physical, into allowing, and then again into physical, into allowing the lady to complete.
Now an allowing lead will also come into play with regards to a step such as a counterbalance or a line that you have in your routine. For example, we do our physical lead, so the speed, the stop, and now from here is where the allowing lead will happen. So this is now where we're going to create that balloon effect of dancing away from each other and breathing and creating elasticity within the partnership. And this is obviously allowing now each one of us to complete the step.
Yes, also as the gent needs to do exactly the same thing the lady's doing. Once again, you find your center. Once you find your center, that is where both of you need to work away from. Okay? So, for example, we landed. From here, we now both need to obviously work away from the center to create the line or the long line or the whatever look you're trying to create in that line. Yeah? It's just that when you have your center and when you know where your center is and you guys are working away from it, you will create whatever you need to create. Because if for example, I never wanted to work away, or I never decided I don't want to work away from the center, so I'm just going to let the lady work, she will be a balance. And maybe, again, you can put the lady of balance if I decide I want to work
away.
Yeah.
Yes. And this is where the counterbalance part and giving as much as you're receiving plays into effect, as well as trusting each other.
Yeah.
Main point is to breathe. In fact, you can even, within your own routine as a partnership, discuss obviously where's physical and where's allowing, and within the allowing, time your breathing.
Yes.
In that way, you'll know and understand that the breath will happen at the same time.
The third and final lead that we are speaking about is the shaping lead. Okay, and the objective of this lead is to show direction to your partner. Okay, and how do we achieve this? We achieve this through movement in your body, arm, and hand.
One of the most important things or exercises you could practice to achieve a shaping lead is obviously by extending one side. Therefore, if one side of your body is extended, the other side will be contracted.
We're just going to add the shaping element, which in this case we use the rumba curl. Okay, so we're going to just run through it again from physical to allowing. Yes, from physical, now this is where we start to implement the curl. So I am shaping the lady, telling her in which direction I want her to be. Yes, so we'll do it again. From the back basic to, I'm now going to indicate to her by using hand, arm, and body action to create the shape for the lady.
Not only is he creating the shape, he's also creating the direction. So he's indicating in which direction I need to travel. He's now going to change the direction by changing his body shape and by changing his hand direction to indicate a new direction. Within a shaping lead, the lady's arm should also always be toned. Yes? In this way, it creates that resistance, it creates that tension in order for, through whatever shaping, the gent to maintain that connection so that I'll be able to feel at any point where and how he'll change that direction.
A bit faster, we'll go into this routine. I'm creating the shape, telling her which way to go, telling her that I'm now ready for her to move to the next direction.
Yeah. With regards to a shaping lead, the lady's body shape should also match the gent's body shape. So there's no use in doing a curl, for example, and the gent is shaping, but the lady does no shaping whatsoever. Yes? Because that obviously means I didn't listen to his lead. Yes? And what he's telling me to do. So if the gent shapes, the lady will also create shape within her body. So I will also extend one side and contract another side to create that shaping. Yes?
So that being said, we also need to bear in mind that the shaping lead is not only for when you deliberately going into a shape that you will need to create this action. This action also needs to be created between movements. So for example, whatever shape I'm giving, like for example here, I'm giving a diagonal with my right half of my chest diagonally forward. Yes, so the lady now needs to obviously match that as well. Yes, and this creates dynamics within your look. So now I'm changing to my left side and the lady now needs to match as well on this. Yeah, so I'll do that again. So from right side leading, I'm going left side leading, and the lady now needs to match the amount of shape I'm giving to the amount of shape she's doing on her side.
So not only should the lady match the body shape, but the lady should also match the direction that the gent is indicating to the lady.
To the back basic, physical, into your allowing lead, and also making sure that the shape I'm creating matches the shape the lady's creating. Okay?
So the allowing lead often leads into the shaping lead. Yes. So as we breathe, it creates body movement and body shaping. Yeah.
Yes. From here, we then going into the curl, where we then apply the shaping, and then from here, once we know that the lady is on her feet, I'm now going to indicate a change in direction, not using my arm, not using my hand, but in this case, I'm using body to create change, to go into our physical, into allowing. So we don't only need to be connected to determine, oh, I'm doing a shape, I'm now doing whatever I'm doing at the time. We also should be able to do exactly the same thing using our body. So we're using our body to create the shape and eye contact, and then that should give us the same result.
So I should be able to follow his lead without a physical connection through the arm, through his body shaping. I should be able to follow that lead. Yes, and you can find points in your routine where those might be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
again, same routine. I'm now just not going to physically touch the lady, but with my body and connecting her through my eye, I'm going to tell her exactly where I want her to go, and she will then follow.
should create speed, elasticity, breath, movement. So therefore bringing a wide variety, a big diversity to your movements and through your dancing. So that creates a lot of dynamic, a lot of dimension, a lot of contrast. And so I think it would be really important for each of you to break down your routine once you've understood the concept and what each lead is about, and establish where goes what in the routine. So therefore your routine won't be so one level of energy.
Yeah.
There'll be a variety of levels, yeah?